It is Wednesday, August 19th, 2020, and you were tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. We talked on the show yesterday about Roger Slack and Eldora Speedway teasing a big sprint car announcement, and later in the day yesterday, we found out that Eldora is adding a sprint car event to their 2020 schedule. On Tuesday and Wednesday, September 22nd and 23rd, the track will host the Governor's Reign, a 50,000 to win show sanctioned by the All-Star Circuit of Champions. No fans will be allowed, just like the other Eldora events this season, but the event will be live streamed on Flow Racing. Tuesday's show will be $10,000 to win and $800 to start, and the big show Wednesday is $50,000 to win and $1,500 to start. There aren't details yet on who will compete at Eldora, but the release did mention the 48 car limit, just like the other late model shows. With the event being sanctioned by the All-Stars, you can expect the full contingent of All-Star regulars, plus probably Tony Stewart, I'm guessing. I'm assuming this will turn into another invite as well, like we've seen with the other races. But interesting to see kind of how this is handled for maybe the World of Outlaws regulars, kind of to see if they'll be able to participate or not. Nothing is scheduled for that week for the Outlaws. And with big money on the line, you know that a lot of those guys are going to want to participate and compete, especially with these seasons kind of being shortened this year. So I'll be kind of curious to see how this goes here over the next couple of weeks before this event and who actually gets invited and who's actually able to race. There is nothing in the release either about an event format, so not sure yet on how that's going to work, if it's going to be something like King's Royal or if it's going to be something else completely, or maybe if it'll just follow a standard all-star race. I'm not really sure. So as we get more information, we will certainly pass that along in the coming weeks. But if you'd like more information about the event, you can find that at EldoraSpeedway.com. There wasn't a ton of racing going on last night, but we did have the Summer Nationals and Modified Nationals at the Kankakee County Speedway. Last night was the final night of the year in Illinois and the first night of the final week of the summer for the late models, with racing culminating on Saturday night at Merritt Speedway. Brian Shirley entered the night with a sizable points lead of 148 over Frank Heckenast Jr. With 5 nice race nights left, though, a lot can still happen. At the start of the night's 40-lap feature, it was Heckenast on the pole with Shirley to his outside. Once green, Heckenast grabbed the early lead and put a gap on the field. Behind him, Jason Fager and Shirley settled into a side-by-side battle for second, with Fager on the bottom and Shirley up top. Fager finally cleared Shirley and established himself in the runner-up spot 13 laps into the 40-lap race. Behind him, Shirley slipped back to fourth, with Ryan Gustin up to third from his 7th starting spot. As the leaders worked into lap traffic, Gustin moved past Fager for second, but he wasn't able to make up ground on Heckenast out front. Over the final laps, Heckenast continued to drive away from the field, and at the checkered, it was the 99 JR taking the win by 6.85 seconds over Jason Fager, who got by Gustin late for second. Gustin was third, Rusty Schlenk fourth, and Travis Stemler finished in fifth. This was Heckenast's fourth career Summer Nationals win, and he did his original win, or his first Hell Tour win, was back at Kankakee back in 2015. After his DNF on Sunday at Lincoln, Brian Shirley finished 6th last night. He maintains his points lead as the late models head tonight to the Butler Motor Speedway in Michigan. In the night's modified feature, it was Nick Hoffman starting on the pole with Kurt Spalding to his outside. Hoffman already had 9 wins on the season and the points lead, and he was looking to extend his advantage. At the start, Hoffman was the early leader, with third starting Mike McKinney settling into second. Through the caution-filled feature, Hoffman was never challenged out front, and he drove away to his 10th win of the season and 36th the Modified Nationals win of his career. It was also his 4th win in a row this season. Mike McKinney finished second, Stephen Brooks was third, Wilt Krupp fourth, and Derek Loesch was fifth. Hoffman's Elite Chassis Company has been dominant this season with the Modified Nationals. His cars right now currently hold 4 of the top 5 spots in the points between Hoffman, Mike McKinney, Wilt Krupp, and Hunt Gossam. The Modifieds join the late models tonight at Butler Motor Speedway in Michigan. This is not their final week, however. The Modifieds closed their season out August 28th and 29th at Cedar Ridge Speedway in Kentucky. You can watch all of these Summer Nationals and Modified Nationals live tonight on Dirt Vision with your Fast Pass. Racing in the Northeast has continued to be hit hard by pandemic restrictions, but I wanted to take a look at where things stand for the big block modified competitors across the various series and championships. We talked about the Super Dirt Car Series a few weeks ago, and since then, things haven't really changed much. They've only run that single series race this season back on July 29th at Bridgeport Motorsports Park. Stuart Friesen was the winner that night, and obviously is the points leader as well. Since then, races at Thunder Mountain Speedway, Land of Legends Raceway, Airborne Speedway, and Ransomville Speedway have been lost from the schedule. The next race that will hopefully take place is Mr. Dirt Track USA at Lebanon Valley Speedway on September 5th. For the Short Track Super Series, the North region for the Modifieds has looked very similar to the Super Dirt Car Series. They've only run 2 races so far in 2020. Billy Pouch Jr. won June 16th at Big Diamond Speedway, and Stuart Friesen won July 5th at Fonda Speedway. Mike Guler currently leads the North Region point standings. Only 2 scheduled races remain on the North schedule for this year, which are October 9th and 10th at Afton Motorsports Park and October 23rd at Orange County Fair Speedway. The South Region for the Short Track Super Series has fared a little bit better. They've completed 5 shows in 2020. Stuart Friesen won March 7th at Georgetown Speedway. Matt Shepard won June 7th at Potomac Speedway. Billy Pouch Jr. won back-to-back at Big Diamond Speedway on June 16th and Baps Motor Speedway on July 19th. And Stuart Friesen won the most recent race at the Delaware International Speedway on August 11th. Through the 5 nights, Stuart Friesen holds a 13-point lead over Billy Pouch Jr. in the South standings. Up next for the South region is August 25th at Georgetown Speedway. And in the Dirt Car Big Block Weekly track points, Matt Shepard and Stuart Friesen are tied atop the standings right now with 864 points each. Shepard has 5 wins in 19 starts, while Friesen has 6 wins in 17 starts. Larry White sits 3rd, Anthony Perego 4th, and Eric Rudolph is 5th. If you'd like to keep up with the racing in the Northeast, maybe not sure how to do so, you can check out sites like DIRTRACKDigest.com and RaceProWeekly.com. They have a ton of Northeast coverage, not just with the big block modifieds, but Sportsman modifieds, 358 modifieds, Pro Stocks. A lot of those things are covered on those sites. If you'd like series information, you can find that at DIRTCar.com, SuperDIRTCarSeries.com, and ShortTrackSuperSeries.com. As races happen or don't happen, we'll certainly mention those more in the coming weeks, and hopefully things like Super Dirt Week can actually happen this season. So we'll keep you posted on all of that as we know more. There are several new episodes this week from many of the dirt racing podcasts if you're looking for something to listen to while you're at work or out and about this week. Wing Nation has shows with Gio Selzy and then David Gravel and JJ Hickle. Rip the Fence's latest episode features Shane Cottle and Tyler Courtney. The Dirt Nerds have late model driver Travis Stemler. Wednesdays with Wayne is recapping Knoxville. And over at SprintCarUnlimited.com, the Ohio Dirt Track podcast, which is free, has Derek Bean. And then Jeremy's show, the SprintCarUnlimited.com podcast, which is behind their paywall, has Austin McCarl, and they're doing a Knoxville recap. If you want to find those episodes, you can find those at SprintCarUnlimited.com, and all of the other episodes and other shows and all kinds of other things you can find at DIRTRACKR.com/podcasts. If you know about other shows, certainly let us know. Shoot me an email or tweet at me, and we'll make sure we get those added to that page. And same thing, like I said last week with the YouTube channels. If you know about other dirt racing YouTube channels, let me know there, and I will get them added to the site as well. Take a look at today's streaming schedule. There are 3 shows on the schedule today. Dirt Vision has the Summer Nationals, Late Models, and Modified Nationals from Butler Motor Speedway. That is with your Fast Pass on Dirt Vision. Flow Racing has 2 shows. They've got all kinds of karting action from Thunder Hill Speedway, and then they've got the Captain of the Creek, which features Sport Compacts, IMC and Modifies, and IMC Sport Mods from the 141 Speedway, and then there's also USAC 24/7. So you can find links to those shows at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. And kind of starting tomorrow, the schedule kind of ramps up for the weekend. There's a bunch of more stuff going on through the weekend, so plenty more to talk about there as well. But keep up with that through the weekend. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Wednesday. You can find DIRTRACKR Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@DIRTRACKR.com, and you can follow along at Facebook.com/DIRTRACKR, Twitter.com/DIRTRACKR, and the website itself, DIRTRACKR.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler, and don't forget to sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow for more Dirt Tracker Daily.